Good morning. It is Wednesday, April 6th. We're 90 out from Tuesday, July 5th. And of
Gelato.
course, it is. We are into
Gelato.
July. Yep.
Gelato.
And pulled over on the side of the road, and I predicted where he might have been. I don't know if your fans might track you down and ask you to sign their baby, but I'm still going to tell everybody where you are. Side of the road, headed north to Meredith. You're at Elacoya, I believe, with a really good view. Yeah.
I am. Yeah,
Show
with
the
the really
people.
good
Show the people the
only
big-
spot for reception.
Show the people the big puddle. Can you show us the big puddle?
The big puddle.
The big puddle. There it is. How
puddle.
close are we? And I have no idea, but we must be getting sort of close, and nobody ever knows the date because the big thing around the lake is doing the ice out.
Yeah.
A lot of people will run like a pool, a square game, like on what the ice out is and prizes and all that kind of stuff. And
There's a few gas stations in the area that you could pay $5 and you pick the day.
Yeah.
And whoever wins all the money. But it's mid-April from what I've been told by Kara, Rachel, and the other and Adam and all them that kind of know the lake really well.
Yes, I was just going to say we're about to get barraged with all the annoying. It's 4:59. You're still leaving the office. I'm already on my boat pictures from some of our agents that we do love. Although it's still fascinating that yes, but kids, if you get the listings and you work hard, you could be on a boat at 4:59 too. There, I said
That's
it.
true.
So our schedule for today, so you guys remember, of course, it is a Wednesday, an action-packed three-layer Wednesday. We have Massachusetts, Maine, and beautiful downtown New Hampshire at 9, 10, and 11 o'clock. We'll talk about what that's going to look like because I'm sure there's something that came to pass in the last 167 and a half hours that Jason might want to share with us. Will be drilled down on during contracts. Robert's available for your face at 2 o'clock, kwtechtv.com. That is where you jump into the blue room. It's not green. I don't know why. We ran out of paint. You jump into the room and you ask your bite-sized question, get your bite-sized answer. It's pretty much that simple. And just to remind people.
I did run out of paint.
Yeah. The MREA series for the region of New England is continuing. Day 2 is today, and that's at 2 o'clock, and that is going to be on the there's a Zoom link that you're going to click to get into, and then we'll always move that stuff over to the Keller Williams New England YouTube page as well, where the content. So yesterday's class, which was led by Krista Carnan, is probably going to get uploaded. Might already be there, but at the latest by today. Another thing we've been doing regionally, and Jason, I called it. I thought it might change. It is changing. We will be back to doing our own Ignite at KWCLM in May.
What?
So there was a blessing, and then there was then it got clunky. And here's the analogy I'll use. Sometimes when you're on a team, so let's to protect the innocent, let's just call the New England region our team. There's enough people on the team that you assume that every day at 4:59 you were going to walk into the Shark Tank and the rest of your team was going to show up. And let's just pretend. Well, I brought it to food already. You're welcome, Robert. Oh, I got to talk about food and golf shoes in a second. I sent the link to Westcott. We'll get there in a second. Why are they talking about food and golf shoes? Wait for it. Trust me. There's no point.
Why
And
not?
it's coming. Yeah. So sometimes when you're on a team, you might fall into the mindset like, hey, there's enough of us. I know we're meeting at 5 o'clock, and you're supposed to be bringing like whatever you achieved that day. Did you get the new listing? Did you sign the new buyer? Almost like a potluck. And we can grow like just accustomed to the fact that somebody else cooked. And you tend to turn into the person on the team that shows up with the sporks and napkins. I brought the sporks and the napkins. And if nobody's bringing food eventually, one night you're going to get to the Shark Tank for your potluck with your team, and nobody cooked. And we were perilously close to 28 market centers, 18 sessions, said with love. We were struggling to get this done. And this was part and parcel because I think a lot of market centers are like, oh, we're getting back to do it ourselves. Well, I appreciate that. This was born out of market centers that don't have a coaching staff, that never taught Ignite, hadn't taught Ignite 2.0 yet. So we've decided we're going to put it back on ourselves, which I'm fine with. So here's the bad news for you guys. In May, it's going to be a lot of Tim because we are launching 3.0. So it's Ignite 3.0. It'll be 9 to noon as always. The schedules, again, what we don't know about 3.0 is if it is 18 sessions still. I think they have revamped some of the content. I don't think the structure has necessarily changed. And to make sure that we have our arms wrapped around it, we will start to bring in our proven cappers and our agents who do love to teach. And I don't think my face is going to make it for all of them, most of them, but we're going to get our arms around it as a coaching staff to deliver it in May. And then in July, you're going to see it back again. But I'm just going to say it. I'm very happy that we are in control of our Ignite.
That's awesome. I'm excited about that.
Yes, there will be a consistent annoyance that you have to tolerate me all the time, but we can control the level at which it's being taught when it's being done local. And again, I think we had a good run as a region, and yet there's 28 market centers that weren't communicating at a high level, and we sort of hit a little bit of a struggle bus. So
28 market centers in our region. Wow.
Yeah, Region 17 currently has 28 market centers. There's 18 sessions, and just to give you some loose math to understand where I'm going with this, last month our market center taught it 3 times. So there were 15 sessions left over for 27 other market centers, and we ran into some problems. So if there's any lesson to take from this, people struggle with communication and execution at all levels.
463. 463.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes, I will say we are one of the market centers that probably does more than our fair share, and we're happy to. And we're really thrilled that we get to deliver consistent content to you guys in May. Brand new version of Ignite. I'm calling it 3.0. I don't know if it's 2.8. I don't know what Gary's calling it, but it'll be new content. So if you've been before, we'd love to have you back. And we'll be doing it in-house. So it'll be our personal conversation about the market, which is also pretty cool, too, because in the grand scheme of things, there were a lot of times in those sessions, Jason, as you know, that would be like, well, pause, pump the brakes. We're having a 6-state conversation. And now for you guys, we can say, hey, I'll text Jason. We can ask JV in contracts. Like, we can have a more intimate conversation about our 4 states, but at the same time, states that we know what we're talking about, because we were making a lot of recommendations, and we'd have to remind everybody, well, Rhode Island's here, Connecticut's here, Maine's here, that, all the contracts don't cross-pollinate, and all the practices across all of the market centers don't cross-pollinate. Another thing that we should be proud of, we've got really good ownership. His name is Nate, and we have more toys and more cool things than most other market centers. I know that seems hard to believe. Like, all the Keller Williams are great. Yes, and Nate. So there's that. We have 33% more Nate. It's on the cereal box in the aisle that we faced because we have to fill the market with listings. So talking about waffles and shoes, Robert, just to get there real quick, because I have to say it, this hit overnight. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern, Adidas is selling, in honor of the Masters, Waffle House Tour 360 golf cleats.
Okay.
They look like what? They're not white. They're off-white. They look like the color of a waffle, golden.
Color of a waffle.
They're waffly looking, and the 3 stripes on the Adidas 3 stripes on the side are the color of maple syrup.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that one of us is definitely, probably, maybe going to get some, and they're amazing. And I don't need, like, I think I have, well, Jason knows, I have enough. I don't need more. I'm probably not going to do it, but they're pretty cool.
You're probably going to do it, and like Kaylee just said in the chat, you probably already did.
No, they go on sale tomorrow. So judgy.
Pre-order is
so
a thing
judgy.
nowadays.
Everybody's so judgy. No,
he's going to send the link to Cheryl.
Oh, she's already got it. She's already got it. I already shared it with her. Well, last year at the Ryder Cup, they did the cow shoes. They did the Stan Smiths that look like cows, and it's all cow print around the trim of the sole, and then the underside are pink little nubs that look like udders because they're the soft spikes. Yeah. But those aren't for golf though. Those are like office golf shoes. I'll break them out at some point. I don't know.
Okay.
They're utterly fantastic. We're moving on now. Yes.
Oh my God.
So anyway,
stop milking it, will you?
The other thing that we have to cover, too, tomorrow is another thing that we do at a really high level at our market center that we should celebrate is if you have been before, you might want to jump back in again if you're thinking, I don't really know what that looks like. You might want to join us for orientation tomorrow. And you'll notice we call it the KWCLM orientation. It's not new agent orientation. If you don't know where the third elevator is, maybe you should join us. There's no third elevator. But just be aware of the fact that this is to help to get you Kellerized. So if you are from elsewhere, it is not the point that you've been in the market, you've been in the industry for 5 years, you're a veteran agent joining us. This is for new agents to the market center, new agents to Keller, and new agents to the industry. We're going to walk you through all the things, and it's a jam-packed day. There's a lot of information. This is to make sure you understand all of the collateral and assets that we have at your disposal here to get you through your day and through your business. So that's
Just
online tomorrow.
just as a little point of order here. Sue Doyle just mentioned in the chat that she was checking with the office policy, and it appears that there is the no cleats in the office. So just to be aware.
I'm now she's done it. Yeah, you have to understand their sneaker style. Their sneaker style.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Look up the Wisconsin Stan Smith Adidas Ryder Cup. That's a long tail search on your Google, which is French for looking up. They're not spikes. They're nubs. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Anyway,
I can't believe you're so passionate about this.
I'm very passionate about it. I was going to leave them in the box and sell them on Etsy, but now I'm going to wear them in the office, and I'm going to tread all over her carpet. Yes, that's happening.
Jason Westcott is sitting there looking at both of us going,
he's like, you guys brought me in for contracts. We did bring you in for contracts. So tomorrow, orientation is all day tomorrow. It's online. Have no fear. And again, reminder for the LMS, KWCLMtraining.com, which is gamified. There's merit badges. We're tracking who's scoring points. And they're also, I believe, Robert said you're dropping an Easter egg into the...
There might be an Easter egg in there.
There's an Easter egg in there. So we're waiting to see who hits the points. Robert's just going to pick a winner at will at some point. And like we said, we're going to drag you over to Vita Cantina to talk tacos and tech at some point. So get into the LMS, KWCLMtraining.com. Orientation goes on all day tomorrow. The parts of the orientation that need to be refreshed that aren't evergreen, and there's maybe a few items are going to get refreshed in the LMS, because you can go into the LMS and check out the orientation if you don't have time to spend with us tomorrow. If you'd like to get your questions answered in real time, join us tomorrow. For sure.
Yeah, that's the key thing is, we often get, when Brittany sends out the notification that the orientation is going to be on the first Thursday of the month.
Sure.
Oftentimes we'll see people write back saying, I'm sorry, I can't attend it. Is there another way that I could see it? And we're like, why? Yes, there is.
Yep.
So we make sure that you have access to this information. It's critical information. It's incredibly useful for, as Tim said a moment ago, new agents and experienced agents. It is in the LMS. It is also with us tomorrow. And of course, there's just plethoras of way to get this information. So please reach out.
And the reason, people are like, well, I hear you saying that, attend it again. Yeah, because we've got to remember the rule that we're always throwing around. We have to remember for ourselves when we're talking to you. I tell you to tell your clients. You've got to tell your clients 7 times you're in real estate before they forget. We know as a team here, we've got to tell you guys. We're here to serve you, the agent body, and we've got to tell you guys 7+ times about all the accoutrement at the market center before you're going to forget. So jumping back into if you just landed, you just got off the plane, we march you into the airport and sit you down and say, here's orientation. And for 8 hours, all these Kellerisms are flying over your head. You're like, I just want to go to my hotel room and sleep, right? Like you've got jet lag. You just got here in the land of KWCLM. You're only going to capture some of the intel. So once you've got your feet under you, once you've started to do some, real estate things, sit in some classes, get to know some people, to jump back in next month and just re-educate yourself is not the worst idea. Just a thought. Also tomorrow, the coaches hit the road. So from evermore after this, we're going to start traveling on Thursdays. So tomorrow, Zoe is up in NoCo, and I will be in Wells and York. What does that look like? Zoe's going to be in NoCo for the day. Her face is usually on the orientation quite a bit, but it might be a little bit different for her now because she is going to be on the road. But she'll be up in NoCo for the day. And at 12 o'clock, you'll see on the calendar, it says that there's a launch meetup, because she is our launch coach, obviously. As you guys get in here and get integrated, you're working with her, and then you're working with, obviously, all of us, or both of us in the coaching department, and then, obviously, your tech coach, Robert. So if you want to just go meet with her, get to know her, start to understand what she does for us, swing by. She'll be probably parked in that front office with the great view in NoCo. She's there tomorrow. I will be in Wells for a 9 o'clock roundtable. And just to understand, these are not production level meetings. This is everybody that lives in that building is coming to the mastermind, should they choose to. And we hope you do, because these are not going to be online. These rooms are a safe space. We're having a conversation. We're sharing listings. We're sharing buyer needs. And we're talking about our opportunities for growth. And you guys are masterminding together to help each other move forward as a team. Okay, so that is 9 o'clock in Wells. Then I have to hit the road to get over to York, and I'll be there for 12 o'clock. And as we start to grow this schedule, you guys will understand, Wells is always going to be, I'm there for that mastermind. Then I've got to get over to York. but I'll start to build in time when I'm in York in the afternoon to start to sit with agents one-on-one, doing team-on-ones, and obviously sitting and doing one-on-ones with Rainmakers as well. So I do believe I might have a summit, at least a quick meeting. It's like an audience with the Pope. I might be able to meet with Troy for a few minutes tomorrow. I'm not sure. I've got to find out if his schedule is open. He might be getting his hair did again. Not really sure. So here we are. It is contract day. All 3 contract classes, 9, 10, and 11 o'clock are up. Westcott and JV. Things are starting to pick up. I mean, we're writing more deals now. And this is funny because this is actually a category we celebrate, right? We do the awards. We were talking about this in Mohegan. Like the whole Jerry Seinfeld thing. Anybody can write an offer. It's getting it accepted that matters, right? So you're writing an inordinate amount of offers right now, guys, and we know that. And to make sure that you're writing the cleanest, most successful offers, we'd love for you to join us in contract so you can ask these questions and hear best practices. So what are you and JV seeing right now, Jason, that seems to be fluffing up a little bit that maybe we need to talk about and clarify?
So the biggest things that we're still rent backs or lease backs from buyer to seller, putting our buyers into a tenant role, landlord tenant role. Obviously there's a lot to factor into that. The lending that's involved, the terms and all that stuff. And it's a post-closing document. So we have an issue where something goes wrong, we're not involved anymore. We're out, right? We are past the consummation of the deal. So it's really tough for us to try to help the client. The other thing that we're seeing a lot, because agents are trying to get listings at a higher level and try to do what they need to do, is there's an issue right now of understanding clear cooperation. There is a difference between clear cooperation, delayed showings, and coming soon. There are 3 different things that agents are trying to group together as one, and the rules are different for all 3. So, we're really having a lot of conversations on that topic. And we're doing that with everybody. We're doing that with the growth, the TLs and everything, so that we can just get this information out faster and better. We have not had an issue yet in the state of New Hampshire or Maine that I know of as far as clear cooperation, as at a large level. After talking with Nate last Friday, Nate being the nearing director for Stratford County Board of Realtors, so Nate's involved with it a lot. Nate says it's coming. Yeah, Nate said it's coming.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just when. When and who, right? So obviously we don't want to be the who. The when we can't control, but we can control the who, right? Yeah. And the office exclusive side of it, which is the legal term, right? It's not a pocket listing. We don't say that. Nope. Yeah. Office exclusive. If we're going to be doing stuff like that, how to do it and when to do it. Now, the clear cooperation policy actually works for Keller Williams Coastal Lakes and Mountains because of the size of the brokerage. It does not work well for a boutique shop. So if you're having listing meetings with people and you want to explain to them and you want to learn more about clear cooperation, how it can work for you guys, I have no problems. I was going to do it tomorrow night at night school, yet tomorrow night at night school is going to be canceled because tomorrow happens to be my mother's greatest day of her life. It was the day I was born. So
there it is.
Aww.
Yeah. So where does Joyce take you? Do you go to Chuck E. Cheese? What's your
Joyce being a quality Portuguese mother?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're heading down to New Bedford.
It's whatever you want. I'll make it homemade for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, Joyce lives in Florida, so I won't see her. Oh. But prior to the Florida days, it was my mother would start at 6 a.m. Lasagna is my favorite. It would be handmade, the entire thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
what's going to be interesting is just by proxy, because of all the nutritional changes you've made, the weight that you're lifting, and the fact that without fail, your emotional, I guess, and your logical stomach has shrunk. The damage you would have done this time last year versus what you'll probably do tomorrow night are going to be wildly different, I trust.
Yes, actually, it was a year ago last year on my birthday that I decided that it was time for me to do something different. I always say my launch date was June 1st for my diet because I did keto. It took me a while to get into ketosis.
Sure.
You have to slowly cut down. You'll get sick. You'll get keto flu is what they call it. You don't get sick. You just your electrolytes level just goes super low. I didn't want that. So my launch date was June 1st, but my true I'm going to change my life was last year on my birthday.
Love it. And you're down now
96-ish pounds.
That's so ridiculous. Good for you, brother. That's awesome.
That's impressive beyond words. It really is.
So your birthday's tomorrow.
Yes,
Congratulations. Sir. I believe you had a work anniversary most recently.
Well, yeah, my work anniversary gets a little weird. I started March 1st, but my work anniversary, according to the Market Center, is when my broker license showed up.
Oh,
sure. So yeah, it's weird because, well, that's when I became a broker, right?
Yeah, understood.
Prior to that, waiting for it to come in, those couple weeks was me and Jen. Obviously, I was doing training with Jen, so
sure.
Jen and I celebrated on March 1st, but I think Nathan celebrates on June 18th.
Yes, yeah, it's fine. We're blessed to have you. So that being said, we've got that celebration going on. We also want to celebrate the fact that somebody else is having a work anniversary. I believe, if my math is correct, it is today. KWCLM KWCLM turns 18 on July 1st, and thank God for 9 of those 18 years we've had Kaylee here. When Kaylee arrived, and this is interesting because we were talking about this the other day. When Kaylee arrived, she came in initially for compliance, which makes sense because she's pretty fastidious with the numbers, thank God. Otherwise, the lights would be off, and none of us would be here right now. So she came in for compliance. When she came in for compliance, and this is at the women's prison, mind you. This is over on Islington Street, our old building.
Yeah.
What a pleasure. So she came in initially for compliance. When she did, there was an opportunity to move to call coordinator. What we call front desk is call coordinator at KWCLM. So she moved there. So that was her second role. From there, she went to agent services, which is what we used to call it. Now it's obviously like, and it's morphed into just a bigger role because of the size of our company and the 4 states we serve. So now Brittany Goodale is in that role, and she's director of licensing. Kaylee's third role. Then she moves to AMCA, Assistant Market Center Administrator. And then the opportunity in the chair opens up for her to move to MCA. And now we have Tristan behind her. So her 5th role, her 9th year, the fact that she tolerates walking in and dealing with me, Robert, Jason, Jeff, me, Nate, Jeff, me, Nate, Jeff,
Robert.
me. Like, yeah. I mean, we try to make it abundantly clear that if it were not for, just go around the building, and I'm going to forget names, so I'm going to try my best to remind you of all the people that are here that are keeping us alive and keeping the lights on. Our staff, if Susanna wasn't helping Nate, how would we be? If LaPerriere wasn't helping Jeff, how would we be? If Zoe wasn't helping me, how would we be? If we didn't have the greatest bean counter on the planet, Kaylee Brackett, how would we be? You know, like just on Helen running the front desk, Christy, Christina, like the beat goes on, Virginia, Krista, like, yeah. So not often celebrated enough just to make sure that everybody understands. We would be a shell of ourselves. We'd be closed. I joked a long time ago. I kept joking that Kaylee and Susanna would get pregnant at the same time, and then it happened. Because I just wish things. Yeah, Nate's like, stop talking out loud. So I'm going to say it now because it drives her crazy. We love Waylon. Contagious. We love Waylon, and I'm very excited for his 2 little brothers. So my prediction, I told this gets confusing too. Kaylee's husband is Tristan. There's another Tristan. He's 9 feet tall. And I caught them on the phone together. She was on a day off, and I forgot, and I called. And they were driving somewhere. And I reminded Tristan, I said, you have 2 more boys before your wife gets her daughter. So if they do spin 3 more times, she'll get a girl. But my prediction is there's 2 more boys. There's a household full of Waylons and little Waylon Juniors. So it's going to be interesting. 9 years for Kaylee. So what I'll tell you is transmittal is over. So her and Tristan have a little more time. Without fail, take a moment on her Facebook page, or if you do have her cell phone to text her or something, show her some love because we are blessed. We'd be screwed.
How about now?
Yeah, 1,000% right now. No, not the DJ. Dear God.
Come on.
They're terrible. No, that's worse. That sounds like we just lost Plinko in the Showcase Showdown.
How about just a simple applause?
No.
Man, you're boring.
Am I? Is that what it is? Anyway, so big work anniversary for Kaylee. She is 9 years today, which is
9 years. Wow.
Unbelievable.
9 years.
Yep. And she keeps showing up. I heard her door close. She's here, which is very exciting. Actually, with the paper mache wall between her office and my office, I can actually hear her breathing. So, yeah. That's how we do health checks. Yeah. Anytime it gets too quiet, she yells over to make sure I'm still alive.
You do shaving a haircut on the wall?
We have to do wellness checks. Reminder for you guys, don't forget contracts all morning long. It starts at KWCLM.com in just minutes. Mass at 9, Maine at 10, New Hampshire at 11 o'clock. Lock and load on that. Those do not get recorded. And we do that. We've had this conversation over and over again. But to remind our friends that are just joining us, we do not record contracts. There's too much legal speak going on. There's too much can be pulled out of context. The paperwork's rolling. Things can be pulled out of context. We want, and that's always a good reason that if you're going to be in the room for the hour, be in the room for the hour. Because if you duck in and duck out and you get like 4 words and you're like, oh, I thought I heard Jason say X, it's good to have the content in the context it was spoken in. So, Jason, I was going to say 10-2, but it's actually 8-4. Hands on the wheel. It used to be 10-2. Now it's 8-4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
Which I don't understand at all. Aiden was very excited when he first got his license to correct me and say it's 8-4. Although now it's one after the other for Aiden because he's walking until Monday when he gets his license back. So yes, there's no 8-4 for him. Yeah, gets it back on Monday. God help you all.
I was going to say Monday. Okay, stay away from Stratton.
Yeah, just stay off Route 4. Yeah, because it's literally his whole day is going over to Co-Brown and then after school lacrosse and then home. So,
okay, I got to remind my wife to be careful on the way home.
The occasional trip to Greenland to see Grace, but other than that, should be safe. You should be safe. We want to remind you, if you're looking for Babs and marketing help, it's KWCLMmarketing.com. You can also book time with her, timewithbabs.com, timewithbabs, BABS.com. If you need a broker question answered, they're available all morning long at KellerTV.com. But if you do need help with an issue, you're looking for Jason Westcott or Jennifer Vachon, you're calling Jason, 603-234-2589. Robert is available at 2 o'clock today for drop-in lab hours, and that is at KWTechTV.com at 2 o'clock. He's available for a full 59 minutes. Those are bite-sized questions, bite-sized answers. If you need more time with Robert, it is timewithrobert.com. If you need my face, it's meetwithcoach.com. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, it's 603-834-2856. And again, thank God for Kaylee. It's her 9-year work anniversary. If you have time to thank her for showing up every day and keeping us afloat, please take a couple minutes to do that for sure. I'm not going to give out her cell phone. I'm a smarter boy than that, so I will not give out her cell phone. But if you're in and around Portsmouth, by all means, slide a love note under her door. She's in the southwest corner. I believe. Is it the southwest corner? Is that where we are? I don't even know. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Pretty close. All right, guys. We'll see you in and around the Market Center. Have a great day. See you in contracts. Bye.